Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I'm super excited to announce the release of my very first book, The Golden Key: Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance. If you're ready to alchemize the circumstances in your life so that your abundance expands to an entirely new level in 2021, head over to goldenkey.gift to download the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome one and all. I'm very grateful that you have joined me today on another beautifully magical day. Always a beautiful, magical day if we choose to look at it that way. Another day of learning, another day of growth, another opportunity to do it better next time. That's why these days are so incredibly magical. Another reason why these days are so magical is that I feel like each day that I record an episode, it is like it just compounds upon the one prior or the ones prior, and I literally have nothing to do with it. It's all being done for me. So this week, what's been coming up in my awareness multiple times, and actually, interestingly enough, I'm thinking of 3 separate times, but the number 3. And not just the number 3, but 3 beings. And so the idea of 3 beings and 3 things. I had a client come and talk to me about a dream with 3 beings. I've been watching a show about these 3 shadows that turned into these 3 beings. These 3 beings that show up also in sessions as guardians or guides. And then I went to bed last night and I decided to pick up a book. And call me a little weird, but I have the book by my bed, which is the Nag Hammadi scriptures. And I find these so incredibly amazing because they were written so long ago, around the time when Jesus was living, and written by people who were those who learned from him. And these scriptures were hidden and not found until the 1940s. And so all of the things that are in the Bible doesn't include any of this. Or maybe these were around in other forms back then and they got kicked out in the Council of Nicaea. Who knows? There was a lot of books that got kicked out, a lot of information that didn't go into the Bible. And as I talk about this, I also want to make the point that I like to learn from all religions. I think they're all saying the same thing. If you look at the purity in all religions, it is all saying the same thing. And so I like to learn this old Gnostic Christianity stuff. And I also love to learn Taoism and Hinduism and whatever else I can possibly get my hands on. I haven't gotten quite to the Kabbalah yet, but I do study things that are in essence of it. But you know who studied the Kabbalah? Was Jesus. And he taught the things that he learned from studying the Kabbalah. And I think, I'm not so sure, but I'm pretty sure, he also studied the Tao. And I know that he traveled to India and studied some forms of Hinduism or Buddhism there. And so this man had a lot of information, and the Nag Hammadi scriptures is a lot of what he talked about. And so when I opened this book last night, after just commenting on these 3 beings to my partner, because I was watching the show last night, I was like, interesting, 3 beings again. I open up my book and here's the three beings again. And so I figured, all right, this is going to be what I'm going to share with you all today, because the title of, well, it's from the secret book of John, but the title of the chapter is called The One. But before I get into sharing that with you, I also want to share this little tidbit that I learned recently in the last couple weeks. Actually, it came out of a conversation that I was having with the group and the team that I do essential oils with. And we were talking about myrrh specifically and its characteristics and what its energy was like and what it was used for. And then we also started talking about frankincense. And then, of course, it started me thinking about frankincense and myrrh that were given to the baby Jesus by the way, the three magi, the three beings. And what they brought to him was frankincense, myrrh, and gold. And so what we were learning about frankincense and myrrh is essentially, well, there's a lot there, but I'm only going to share a little bit. The frankincense, we can consider that like the divine masculine, the divine father. And the myrrh has the essence of divine mother. And together, those combined, when you are able to integrate those within yourself, the divine masculine and the divine feminine aspects within yourself in this beautifully balanced way, where you're able to integrate your heart and your mind and shine your light and know that you are love, and just be balanced in all of your reactions to all of the things that may come your way. Then you are gold. That is what gold is. Gold is our essence. We are shiny light beings, powerful, shiny light beings, just like gold. There's a reason why gold is so valuable. It is like, you can look at it like metaphysically, like intensely powerful, just like we are in so many ways. And so when we learn to be able to integrate these aspects within ourselves and balance them within ourselves, and so it crystallizes into this knowingness that we are love, that we are light, that we are fractals of source, we are golden. And that's so amazing that that's what the three magi brought for Jesus. It was metaphysical. Yeah, they had all these other benefits, but the metaphysical reason behind it, to me, just blew me away when we realized that. And so now I want to read from the secret book of John, and it's actually not just the chapter called The One, it's also the chapter right before it, which is where the three beings are. That's called The Revealer Appears to John. One day when John, the brother of James, who are the sons of Zebedee, went up to the temple, it happened that a Pharisee named Aramineus came up to him and said to him, "Where is your teacher, whom you followed?" I said to him, "He has returned to the place he came from." The Pharisee said to me, "This Nazarene really has deceived you, filled your ears with lies, closed your minds, and turned you from the traditions of your ancestors." When I, John, heard this, I turned away from the temple and went to a mountainous and barren place. I was distressed within, and I asked how the Savior was chosen. Why was he sent into the world by his Father? Who is his Father who sent him? To what kind of eternal realm shall we go? And why did he tell us when he spoke that this eternal realm to which we shall go is modeled after the incorruptible realm? But he did not teach us what kind of aeon that one is. At the moment I was thinking about this, look, the heavens opened, all creation under heaven lit up, and the world shook. I was afraid, and look, I saw within the light someone standing by me. As I was looking, it seemed to be an elderly person. Again it changed its appearance to be a youth. Not that there were several figures before me. Rather, there was a figure with several forms within the light. These forms were visible through each other, and the figure had 3 forms. The figure said to me, John, why are you doubting? Why are you afraid? Aren't you familiar with this figure? Then do not be faint-hearted. I am with you always. I am the Father. I am the Mother. I am the Child. I am the incorruptible and the undefiled one. Now I have come to teach you what is, what was, and what is going to come, that you may understand what is invisible, what is visible, and to teach you about the unshakable generation of the perfect human. So now, lift up your head that you may hear the things I shall tell you today, that you may relate them to your spiritual friends who are from the unshakable generation of the perfect human. Just a little aside before I get into the one. How beautiful is that? The three is actually the one. And so he goes in to describe that a little bit more. And also, if you caught it there, the past, the present, the future, all existing now, all in this present moment. So the one. I asked if I might understand this, and it said to me, the one is a sovereign that has nothing over it. It is God and parent, Father of the all, the invisible one that is over the all, that is incorruptible, that is pure light at which no eye can gaze. The one is the invisible spirit. We should not think of it as a god or like a god, for it is greater than God, because it has nothing over it and no Lord above it. It does not exist within anything inferior to it, since everything exists within it, for it established itself. It is eternal, since it does not need anything, for it is absolutely complete. It has never lacked anything in order to be completed by it. Rather, it is always absolutely complete in light. The one is illimitable, since there is nothing before to limit it. Unfathomable, since there is nothing before to fathom it. Immeasurable, since there was nothing before to measure it. Invisible, since nothing has seen it. Eternal, since it exists eternally. Unutterable, since nothing could comprehend it to utter it. Unnameable, since there is nothing before it to give it a name. The one is the immeasurable light, pure, holy, immaculate. It is unutterable and is perfect in incorruptibility. Not that it is just perfection or blessedness or divinity, it is much greater. The one is not corporeal, and it is not incorporeal. The one is not large and it is not small. It is impossible to say, how much is it? What kind is it? For no one can understand it. The one is not amongst the things that exist, but is much greater. Not that it is greater, rather, as it is in itself, it is not a part of the aeons or time. For whatever is part of a realm was once prepared by another. Time was not allotted to it, since it receives nothing from anyone. What would be received would be alone. The one who is first does not need to receive anything from another. It beholds itself in its light. The one is majestic and has immeasurable purity. The one is a realm that gives a realm, life that gives life, a blessed one that gives blessedness, knowledge that gives knowledge, a good one that gives goodness, mercy that gives mercy and redemption, and grace that gives grace. Not that the one possesses this, rather, the one gives immeasurable and incomprehensible light. What shall I tell you about it? The internal realm is incorruptible, at peace, dwelling in silence, at rest, before everything. It is the head of all realms, and it is the one who sustains them through its goodness. We would not know what is ineffable. We would not understand what is immeasurable, were it not for the one who has come from the Father. This is the one who has told these things to us alone. So wow, this was written, 2000 and however many years ago. This knowledge of the one that we all come from, that we all are, that is completely indescribable, but that is what makes up all of us. And this is what all of the teachers, not just Jesus, have been coming here to tell us. When I'm reading this, it sounds like the Tao to me. Very much. the one that they're describing here is a very good way to describe the Tao, if you could possibly put words to it. But like they say here, unnameable, can't describe it. But Tao is a word to try to describe it. And speaking of the Tao says, the Tao begets the one begets two begets the three, and the three begets all things. I think I'm going to leave you all with that one today. I love you all so, so much. Look into the power of three and how you can harness it within your own self. I feel like we are all being called to do that now, is to balance and integrate these divine qualities within ourselves and understand that we are one with it all. I'm going to leave you with the song. This is Dea Dova, Footsteps in the Stars. Until next time, I love you all.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.